And welcome everybody. Jim Masters here. We are live worldwide on the Jim Masters Show Live. How are you guys doing today? You're in for a fantastic show. Great conversation, live performance, and catching up with my good friend, singer and actor, dancer, choreographer, founding member of the very popular group Under the Streetlamp. Shonn Wiley is joining us here on the show. That's right. You've heard me promoting and talking about that. He and I have known each other for several years now, actually. Good friend. We met through the auspices of public television and interviews that I've done, multiple interviews over the years with Shonn and the gang from Under the Streetlamp. So he's with us here on the show tonight. We're very, very excited about that and hope you guys are doing well all around the world. Of course, this is your entertainment lifestyle talk show series. We're on every single night live. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Last night, we had an amazing guest, Matthew Arkin, the award-winning veteran actor and writer and performer, son of the legendary Alan Arkin, brother to Adam and Anthony, other great actors in his family. He was with us. We've had so many great guests, the Harp Twins, Braden Nesbitt. We had the Hollywood legend Sky Aubrey on the show. Billy Stritch was on the show as well. Dr. Bernie Siegel on the show. You name it. Paul Green, who we always see in the Hallmark movies, was with us, and countless more people. And we are booked with guests all the way until mid-September. 5 new guests just hopped on board to be with us coming up in September. Tomorrow, the legendary film, television actress and singer and songwriter Barbara Blyer is going to be with us tomorrow for a great conversation. And on Friday, Stan Livingston is joining us. And Stan played Chip Douglas on My Three Sons. That's right. Well-known classic sitcom from the 60s. He's going to be joining us here as well. And then a really cool talent, Ellis Gage, is going to be joining us on Saturday. He is Broadway and TV and film and so much more experienced. And on Sunday, the comedy writer and actor, he's involved with so many productions. He was very involved with Hollywood Squares, involved with the Tonys and the Grammys as a writer. Bruce Valanche. Yes, the award-winning Bruce Valanche is going to be on our show this Sunday. So we welcome you to the Jim Masters Show Live. I am your host, Jim Masters. This is the show where you have light and levity and love, but we call it here levity. And that was just because a couple of weeks ago, I combined those two words accidentally, levity and love, and everybody fell in love with it and said, hey, Jim, we love that word. We want you to keep it on the show. And you know who else wants to keep that on the show? Well, this gentleman here right now. This is our great friend, George Burns. Now, there's a little story to this, why we show George on the show. This was my aunt's, and she collected this on his 100th birthday. Big fan of George Burns. She was a dog collector as well. Cousin Barbara passed it down, and George is sort of like my sidekick. I showed him just one night only about a month and a half ago, and since that point, everybody that watches around the world says, we love George Burns, keep him on the show. So he is here nightly, sort of as my sidekick. He's got his cigar. There he is. With our new studio upgrade, everything is almost like 3D, and he sees all of you. Again, the show is about light, levity, and love, or levity. So George is here, and then there's some more cast characters that everybody loves to see on the show. So if I don't bring them out, people will post and say, where are they? Where are they? So Jeannie's here. She greets you as well. Almost in 3D. Look at that, huh? Jeannie's there. She says hello. She welcomes you to the Jim Masters Show Live. A lot of TV paraphernalia and trivia here on the show. And here's another friend coming from Europe when I was on that TV shoot. He hails from Switzerland. The Silver Lab, the canine, Silver is here. And Silver greets all of you and sees all of you as well. Again, these are casts of characters that we've got here that have been very, very well received, and everybody loves them. And again, it's all about light and levity. Look at that, nice and clear picture. He sees all of you. Sky Aubrey, the Hollywood legend, where she was on, she fell in love with Silver when we had her on as a guest a couple of weeks ago. No, about a week ago, actually, she was on. If you want to see any of the episodes of our show, if you missed any of the episodes of our show, let me tell you right now, it's easy to see all the episodes. All you have to do is go to Jim Masters TV on YouTube, and we have 11 weeks of episodes, 11 weeks of shows of all kinds. We've gone on location, we've done food, we've done conversation, music, A whole host of great guests from all walks of life have been on this show. And it's been really, truly a joy and a blessing because so many of you from around the world have been sharing the links and having watch parties and telling everybody about this fun, light, nightly entertainment lifestyle talk show series. Again, if you're joining us for the first time, I do this professionally as a television and radio host, voiceover artist and narrator, stage MC, journalist, actor, writer, producer. I've been doing it for many years with networks and TV stations and radio stations and newspapers and more. And we launched this show 11 weeks ago. For years, people told me to do something like this. So we built a set and turned on the lights. And here we are with you nightly, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. One more friend here on the show that everybody looks for, of course, is Jimmy with his blue feet there. Everybody says hello to Jimmy. They look forward to when Jimmy's on. And I say that maybe Jimmy can fill in if I want to take a day off, perhaps. I think Jimmy would do a great job. So Jimmy is here. And one more thing we do. You know, I really need longer arms, even though they're quite long. That's a family trait, long arms. And I think I need higher tables, or I need to be an octopus to reach all these props. Again, we spare no expense here at the Jim Masters Show Live to put smiles on your face, including this: lights, camera, and action. It's time to begin this episode of the Jim Masters Show Live. So we say lights, camera, and action. We go big, we go Hollywood here on the show. The Jim Masters Show Live begins right now. So hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are around the world. I hope your day's been going well. Very hot here. We got some storms coming tonight. We broadcast this show live from the greater New York City area along the coast between New York and Boston. And we welcome you, and hopefully things are cool where you are. One of the other things we do here on this show nightly is we toast to our audience around the world. So we toast to you and you and you and you and you. And we thank you very much for joining us this evening here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Whether you're watching live or perhaps you're going to see this in the archives at Jim Masters TV on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. YouTube loves that, but so do we as well. And it'll be a pleasure to have you there. Boy, that's good. This is just some light green tea. Just some cold, refreshing light green tea in our martini glass. And only the best again for our audience. So great to have you guys here. Welcome to the show. It's a pleasure. And let's see what folks are saying tonight. We always like to, this is a very interactive, viewer-centric show. I am the host, but it isn't just about me. It is about all of us. I'm very big with we. People that know me personally know that I'm a very we person. So let's welcome everybody to the show from all around the world. And Eileen Barker, who is in Australia, says, here's a toast to Shonn. Enjoy the weekend and have a ripper levity time. Levity is our word here on the show. And she is in Australia. She's in the Midlands, east of Perth in Western Australia. We love having you here on the show nightly, Eileen. Thank you very much. Willie watches us religiously in the Netherlands, in Holland. And what she does is she goes to bed early in the day, takes naps, so she doesn't miss our live show, which is 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. But for her time in Hollywood, in Holland, it is 1 a.m. So that's a trooper. She is somebody who's very loyal. Hello, Mr. Levity. How was your day? Fantastic. Very busy day today. Fully stocked day with preparing today's show and my special guest, Shonn, getting everything set up for that. And all the guests we have, and then talking to guests that are coming on all the way until September. We appreciate that. Are we having fun again tonight? You know we are. You're watching on YouTube at Jim Masters TV. And there are your Dutch tulips. We always show this to Willie because she goes to bed, takes naps, just so she doesn't miss our show nightly, because again, it's like 1 a.m. there in the Netherlands. So good to see you, Willie. Thank you very much. Yes, you are going to enjoy. And of course, whenever I show her the tulips, then she gives us tulips back from beautiful Holland. We were there on 2 TV shoots, actually. One for the lifestyle travel TV series I host, and then one was for the television news magazine that I host as well in New York. So we were there twice in about a year's time, and it was terrific. Sharon DeMaria, good to have you with us here on the show as well. Happy Wednesday to you. You are in Connecticut, and Linda Odell in Florida. Good evening, Mr. Levity. Again, you guys are the ones, I might have come up with the word levity by accident, but you guys have really adopted it. And I think we're going to have to get t-shirts and mugs and hats that say levity on the air on the Jim Masters Show Live. How do you like that? Remember when Ann Hampton Calloway, our dear friend, was on, the writer, singer, composer, and all of a sudden she came up with an instant song, levity. I mean, it was really, really cool. When she says, when you're on the Jim Masters Show, by the time the interview and conversation, I don't even call them interviews, they're conversations amongst friends here on the show. You have a master's degree by the time we wrap up our episodes. Good evening to you as well. I'm glad you enjoyed last night's show with our very special guest, veteran award-winning actor Matthew Arkin. We really had a great conversation and went behind the scenes with him. Really nice guy. And he's going to have me on his show. And that's going to be cool. I'm actually a guest on 2 shows this coming weekend on Saturday and Sunday, where the role is reversing, where I've been invited not just to talk about this show here, the Jim Masters Show Live, but everything I've done in my long career in broadcast. Hello, Jim and cast, to Merlin Freiberg. Good to see you there in Innerkip, Ontario, Canada. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Renee in Iowa. Good to see you as well, Renee. Hope you had some nice sweet corn today there in Iowa. Avril Breton, good to see you there in Hampshire in the United Kingdom. Love having you here all the time. Hope you're well. I am well, and I love it when you're here as well. And thanks for telling me, you know, I get all kinds of texts and emails and Facebook messages literally all day long from people either that I know personally or people that have been discovering this entertainment lifestyle talk show series and really enjoying it. And she has written to me on multiple occasions, and she has said she just loves the show. She loves the vibe. It has, from what people are telling me, a modern vibe of today and sensibility of today, coupled with sort of an old school polish of sort of the DeCavett, Johnny Carson, Merv Griffin type shows, real good conversations and fun. So good to see you there as well. Ernestine, nice to see you in North Carolina. I wonder if it's still really hot there, I imagine. Marilyn, hi, Jim and everyone from Kansas. Good to see you there in Kansas. Of course, we were on a TV shoot not long ago in Kansas for the news magazine show I host in New York. That was wonderful. Great people in Kansas there. Avril, hello to everyone on the show. This is your 41st night with us. We've been on 11 weeks, but you have been, night after night, 41 shows, episodes of the Jim Masters Show Live you have been a part of. That's amazing. We really appreciate that. You also really enjoyed last night's show. Many, many good guests and great viewers like you guys, which we love. You are officially on vacation. See, I knew it. I told you when you were going on vacation that you were going to sneak in watching episodes of our show. You love it so much, you've said, that I knew you couldn't resist. So we appreciate that you're on vacation and you're watching the show, and I hope you're enjoying. Kathleen Walker in New York City. I call her the Queen of Queens. Hi, Jim. Hope all's well. Storms just started in the New York area. I know. I'm hearing the rumbling outside. Hope you're doing well. And hi to your mom, Linda. She hopes that Renee's enjoying her vacation. Danilo in San Diego, California. I love San Diego. Wow. Hello, Mr. Levity, fans and guests. Good to see you as well, my friend. Thanks for joining us on the show this evening. How wonderful. Vacation. Absolutely. Been getting some things ready to pack later. Can't wait to leave tomorrow. Hello from Alabama. Again, we have a worldwide audience here on the show. Hello from Alabama. It was a nice day in Birmingham. That is fantastic. Mr. Levity, you're looking handsome tonight. Thank you, Linda in Florida. We appreciate that. You look terrific in your Facebook profile there as well. Rainy Katz, who was a guest just a couple of nights ago on our show. Go back and watch that episode. Boy, she was really incredible, inspiring, very revealing about her life. And she's amazing. Cabaret star extraordinaire. So wonderful to have her on the show. Everybody is toasting. Right after I do that toast, everybody toasts back, which is really nice. We love this. And the comments are just pouring in. Keep the comments going. This is a very interactive show, so we love having it. And God, look at all these comments. This was terrific, terrific, terrific. Let's see. They're all saying hello to each other. It's going to rain here. It's going to rain there. No, I know it looks like White Zinfandel. Just some nice sweet green tea, lightly sweetened. Isigari as well. Just chatting with Isigari. She was going to bed already. I know. It's late in Barcelona, Spain. where she is. We love when she pops in. She usually pops in on the weekends. Hello to Christine in Connecticut. Nice to have you with us as well. Tulips and corn from Iowa. LOL. We appreciate that. Yes, I will buy a Mr. Levity t-shirt. Hopefully you will autograph it. Absolutely. Bart, good to have you with us. Hi, Jim. Love your show. Shonn and I did Dracula the musical on Broadway and survived. Can't wait to see my beautiful friend. It's amazing, right? It's really a small world, isn't it, Bart? You're going to be coming on the show as a guest in a couple of weeks as well. Looking forward to that. We all know each other. Again, Shonn and I met through public television when he was in the studio in Connecticut, up in Hartford, and also in New York at WNET. And we just stayed connected. There's several people that I've worked with through public television. And I would say Shonn, Renee Nesbitt, Cuneo, the Harp Twins, Chloe Agnew, Damien McGinty. We've all stayed connected and friends and always support each other and root for each other. And Damien McGinty is coming on the show very soon, a couple of weeks as well. I think only about a week and a half. And Chloe Agnew was just on. We just reposted that. You can see that on the show as well at the archive, Jim Masters TV on YouTube. So good to see you, Bart. Very hot there in North Carolina. Yes, as well. And let's see. How are we spelling levity? I know I gave people, we did an independent poll here through the show, and everybody wants to keep the E. So the word love is intact, even though it's supposed to be I, after E, except after C and all of that. We're going to keep it levity because that's what everybody wants. Exactly, Tiffany. Tiffany, wonderful violinist and dear friend in Chicago. We usually always see each other when I'm emceeing for Tim Janis, his holiday concert at Carnegie Hall, which we've done for many years. So they all love levity. My friend June was a wonderful dear friend. She's a lyricist as well and writer in New York City. She's here. Kathleen, good to see you as well. And I'm working on a little Showtime jingle for you. I should connect with Chloe to collaborate more on details. Chloe Agnew mentioned that when you saw that episode, she started singing. That's great. You're working on a little Showtime jingle for the show. I can't tell you how many people have been offering to do that, writing, I love the theme song that we have now, which is ours. It's custom for our show. But, some new stuff too, bring it on. I love it. You know me, I'm very interactive and I appreciate all that. So as you see on the screen, my wonderful friend, my friend and yours, Shonn Wiley is here. He really is a cool guy. He's very, very talented. He's a singer, he's an actor, he's a writer, he's a dancer, he's a choreographer. He has also been one of the founding members of the very popular Under the Streetlamp, which is a very cool group. I've always had such a great time interviewing them and conversing with them when they've come into the television studios at public television over the years. They're really terrific guys. And Shonn's been with them, since the beginning. Thank you, Ellen, in New York City. It's good to see you as well. And I'll just show you a couple quick photos and then we will welcome him on. This was actually just a couple years ago in New York City when we were together, and they came in, Shonn and Cuneo at the time was with them, and a great guy as well. He does a solo career now. This was for PBS in New York City. We were inside the studios at WNET, Channel 13, and they came in, and my co-host Stacey and I were the co-hosts, and we had a great time, and we were airing their public television special at the time. So Shonn and I have known each other for many years, and again, have remained friends. And of course, there's the gang Under the Streetlamp as well. So we're going to run through a lot of different pictures here as we go along, because Shonn also has his own independent career. He does a lot of incredible stuff as well. I mean, he's been on, stage, he's been on different sets of films, and again, he's very versatile and a brilliant choreographer as well. Those are just some of the shots. But without further ado, let me welcome my very special guest. He's all tuned up and ready. We've been sort of testing everything because he asked me, first two things I have to tell you before I bring him on, because he's such a nice guy and I really consider him a great friend. When I invited him to be on the show, he immediately responded and said, "Hey, Jim, fantastic. I love this. I want to hop on the show." He watched a couple of episodes, really liked it. And he said, "You just tell me the day and time, I'll be there." That was terrific. I really appreciate that. And that seems to be what's happening with all the guests. And then he said, "You know what? What do you think? Should I perform live and do some songs for the audience?" up to you, Jim. And I said, absolutely. The audience would love that. So he's going to do that for you as well. And for me, and I think that's pretty cool. So let's welcome him to our show. Hey, Shonn, welcome to the show. It's great to have you with us, my friend.
Hi, Jim. It's good to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for hopping on. So how have you been? I know it's been a little bit since we saw each other because, studios have been closed and there hasn't been a lot of production and a lot of theater venues are closed and sort of just trying to get through everything we're getting through. How have you been and what have you been up to lately?
Well, I've been doing a little teaching in I live in Phoenix, the greater Phoenix area. The last show that Streetlamp did was on February 29th. We were with the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra, which was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And as we traveled back to our respective homes, we found out later on in March that things were going to be postponing until later in the year and into 2021. So my primary duty has been daddy daycare. I have a 2-year-old Harper, and we've been having lots of tea parties with Elsa and Anna and Moana, and yeah, we've been having a great time.
Have you been creating as well? Have you been writing? Have you been producing and keeping everything sort of fine-tuned creatively as well, Shonn?
Yeah, I got my audio interface and my new microphone a couple of months ago, and have been trying to figure out how these things can work with online. I've been making a few videos here and there of me just singing along to some music that I've always wanted to record or perform with Streetlamp or by myself, and have been putting those out online. And but for the most part, just kind of trying to keep the family together and do my best here to support my beautiful wife Nicole as she continues to work from home. We haven't gone very far, and have kept our circles pretty small with family and close friends here.
That's pretty much what we're doing too. I mean, we still have family, in other parts of the country, like my folks, and they moved from the New York area to Florida, built a home in Florida on the coast. And there have been birthdays and the Mother's Day, Father's Day, and all these different things that have come and gone. And, we have a huge family. My mother's the youngest of 16. So there's a major size family on her side. And then my dad's relatives as well on my dad's side. And we really can't see anybody. And it's so weird, isn't it, that we can't just hop on a plane or a train and just go see the family quite yet, even though, there's these holidays and special occasions that are passing by.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I don't think anyone has experienced before. We try to make the best of it with Zoom calls with my extended family and
Right.
lots of FaceTime. And I mean, goodness, I couldn't imagine what it would be like if we didn't have those platforms to connect with family, especially, my parents are older and higher risk, and so hopping on a plane and going to visit them isn't necessarily the smartest thing, but we've embraced our family and have tried our best to stay connected.
So how do you like Arizona life? It's a beautiful area. I was telling you when we were chatting before we went live that we have some friends that are in the Sedona area, which is where you got married,
Right.
and they love Sedona. How do you like adjusting to life there in the Southwest?
It's been great. So I met my wife in 2014, kind of by accident. We were traveling with Under the Streetlamp, and showed up at a local television station. And something was lost in translation, but they did not know we were going to be there.
Mm.
So the producer invited us in and was incredible. He put together a package for a little interview, and my wife was filling in as the anchor at the time. She interviewed us. We didn't say really maybe 3 words to each other. I invited her to the show, and we were playing in Mesa the night after, and so she came to the show with her sister. Um, Found her on social media and invited her, and kind of from there it just happened. We started dating, and I basically relocated to Arizona that following January to continue our relationship. And so we were in Tucson for about 3.5 years, and then recently just moved up to Phoenix. I love it. I love the weather. My parents are always excited to come visit. My dad is definitely not a fan of the cold weather. He lives in Michigan, so anytime he can get
Right.
out, he loves it.
Right.
But yeah, it's good. We're currently in our version of winter where it's so hot you can't really go outside.
Right. Right.
But we have a we have a good time, and there's lots of beautiful places to visit, and
Yeah.
it's a pretty remarkable state.
It really, really is. And, congratulations and all the things that have been happening in your life with,
Thanks.
the marriage and your child. And I would imagine, your wife was very happy that she was the fill-in anchor that night. you know,
Yeah, I was happy.
it's like, she could have said, no, not available, but that worked out great.
Well,
So,
when I invited her to the show, I thought to myself, so she's going to bring her boyfriend to come see the show,
sure.
and
Right.
there was a period of time where I was wondering whether or not it was going to be something that would be worthwhile in the future, and I was lucky to find out she wasn't in a relationship. So
Exactly. Let's go back in time a little bit for the edification of our audience. When you were a youngster running around in the house, were you always sort of like an entertainer? Were you always a performer? Did people within the family, your parents and your loved ones, realize early on there's something there with Shonn? He's really going to want to go into performing and singing and dancing and just really putting smiles on people's faces. Was that recognized early? And do you have performers in your family?
yes and yes. So when I was really young, my father started introducing me to the old movie musicals in the MGM musicals, and I loved watching them. I loved watching them with him. And he grew up on a dairy farm in Maine, and uh, wanted to stay as far away from the barn and the cows, and so he would take dance lessons with his sisters, who were quite a bit older than he was. And he was very good, kind of a natural, and auditioned for the Ted Mack Amateur Hour when he was younger, and he took classes in Boston from Peter Gennaro, and there was a real kind of, I think, promise for him to move to the city and follow his dreams. But then he enlisted into the Vietnam War and served 3 tours in Vietnam. So when he came back, things were just a little different. So he, for years, had taught little classes here and there, but hadn't really performed on stage. And so when I was about 10, I guess 8 years old, he put me into dance classes. And when I was 10, I convinced my mother to take me to an audition for a show at this beautiful opera house in our hometown that's been continuously running, called the Croswell Opera House. It's almost 100 and I think 175 years old. And they've continued to do incredible work, not for profit theater, big kind of arts draw in the area. Um, and when I got up on stage and auditioned, they asked me where I learned to dance, and I told them that my dad taught me. And they asked if he could come and audition. So I got on the phone, and it was a musical about George M. Cohan called George M. And he was cast as Jerry Cohan, and I was cast in the male ensemble. I was 10 years old in the adult male ensemble of the show, and played a younger version of George at one point. And that was kind of the beginning of an incredible 10-year run for the two of us and my sister performing at this theater together.
That's terrific to have that background so early on and to be supported and to be encouraged like that, Shonn. So take us from there. What were some of those cool first breaks that started to happen for you along the way that really started propelling you, in that forward trajectory?
Well, I was really lucky because Adrian is kind of an outlier. If you've ever read Malcolm Gladwell's book,
Right.
a community with this opera house, 2 liberal arts college, university, a symphony orchestra, and close enough to Ann Arbor and Detroit and Toledo, Ohio, where you could pull from talent, but also professional actors from Southeast Michigan, Northwest Ohio that would perform at the theater. equity guest contracts. And I had some pretty incredible mentors. My mentor, Bob Soler, was the artistic director there. He was a Fulbright scholar in the theater. Really, really good friend and mentors, Michael Lackey and his wife, Betsy, who are great composer, lyricists, teachers, performers in their own right. Michael spent, oh gosh, maybe 2 decades performing with Phantom of the Opera all over the country, was in national tours of Kiss Me Kate. They started a children's theater company there. And so I learned a lot about performing and music and musical theater from them, as well as people down in Ohio. At 16 years old, I was playing Huck Finn in Big River, which was kind of a big moment for me. And they brought in professional choreographers from New York City, Mary Jane Houdina, Hunt, who is an incredible dancer, was in Follies and associate choreographer for Annie on Broadway. She came in and was doing professional work in Detroit and told me that if I took ballet class, I could go up and be in the show. I mean, it was really, really kind of a wonderful, wonderful childhood for someone who was in love with theater and music and dance, and the Croswell and Betsy and Michael and the Toledo rep were all kind of responsible for really kind of fostering and allowing me, challenging me and allowing me to do things that I never thought that I could do. It was great. And then I went to Carnegie Mellon University and studied drama there, and then moved to New York and just got right to it. So
you got right to it. So
yeah.
How did this break happen with the formation of Under the Streetlamp? And when you were approached on this idea of this group being created and everybody being put together, and what the theme was going to be, and the styles and the wardrobe and the selections of music, what was that like? And when did that actually happen? Those first talks for you to be involved in Under the Streetlamp?
Well, it's kind of funny because I was doing Jersey Boys in Chicago,
Right.
2009. I was in the company for about a year there. And I remember joining the company, and Michael Ingersoll, who was playing Nick Massey at the time, I played Bob Gaudio. He invited me to lunch one day, and we kind of sat down and we were talking a little bit. And he says, "So here's the deal. I have this group, and I call it the Band with No Gigs." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "So we sing these 50s music doo-wop songs, you know, and sometimes we'll play a private party, or we'll play somebody's wedding, and are you interested in doing that and having a good time, and, you know, singing some songs outside of the show?" And I was like, "Sure, let me learn Jersey Boys first, and then let's talk about it." So I joined this little group of guys that were singing these songs, and then Cuneo came into the show, and he joined the group. And so as the show started to wind down, we were noticing that we had a little bit of celebrity in Chicago. The show was very popular, and so there were organizations. We performed for Palatine Fire and Rescue, the Catholic Charities, the Boys and Girls Club, local high school theater departments that were trying to raise money for their scholarships and their programs. And they would bring us in, and we would fly from New York, because I moved back to the city by then, and we'd perform, and did that for about a year on and off. And then we had met a producer that was interested in possibly working with us, and said, "I think your product would be really, really popular on public television." And so that door was open, and we started working on our first PBS special, Under the Streetlamp Live. And after filming the special and getting it ready to go with PBS, we had no idea how it was going to be received. And it was, we were very pleasantly surprised that the stations and the people who support public television just loved the music and loved the treatment of the songs. And that was kind of the beginning of this wonderful 9-year ride.
It's, when you think about it, 9 years is incredible, right? I was talking to Chloe Agnew the other night, another dear friend like you, and of course she's been with she's got her solo career, where she was a Celtic Woman since the beginning. And we were talking about, how long we've stayed together as friends and the fun and everything. And 15 years for Celtic Woman as well. These years just fly by, don't they, Shonn?
They do. They do. And you're, so much time spent on the road and creating memories and creating music together with your friends. I think that's probably the thing that I miss most, is making music with my friends. Eric is in Michigan, and David Larson is in New Jersey, and Brandon Wardell's down in Florida, and the band is located in Chicago. And so it makes it really hard to connect with those great friends that you travel with and you eat with and you make music with. So it's been hard. But 9 years, it's kind of amazing to think about this incredible journey that we've been on.
Absolutely. Kenny says, incredible guys and the best shows.
Hey,
and you guys are the best. Thank you, Kenny. Welcome to the show. Good to have you watch. You're watching on Jim Masters TV on Facebook, and Merlin loves the 50s, and Laurel is here. Good to see you. And that's awesome, she says. And Rini, who is also a performer, she specializes in cabaret, says how special to perform with your dad as well. And Christopher's also in a band in Ohio. He says, hi, Shonn. I saw you at the Croswell Opera House and also the Toledo Rep Theater.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And Kenny also says, Little White Cloud That Cried, next Shonn Wiley CD, Miss You. That's from Kenny. And Danilo in San Diego says, welcome. So does Renee and Christopher and Willie, who stays up till 1 a.m. in Holland just for my show here. She's saying hello, and everybody's saying hello. So lots of great people here that are welcoming you as well.
That's awesome.
I want to go back in time a little bit too. And Kathleen says, loved Jersey Boys. Got some photos here, and you're going to graciously perform, which I really appreciate, and the audience is all excited about, so we'll do that as well. But we've got some cool shots here, and maybe you can take us through our little timeline of Shonn Wiley here on the Jim Masters Show Live. This is a cool shot. Tell us about that.
We performed in, I think it was Seattle, Washington. We were in the Northwest. And I remember this photographer kind of sent us a couple of photos and said, I was in the audience. I took some pictures, and I just absolutely love that picture. Peter Durbin, he's an incredible photographer. And that was at the end of, I haven't done it in a while, but I do a little tribute to Johnny Ray. For those of you who don't know who Johnny Ray was, he was Elvis before Elvis was Elvis, and very popular rhythm and blues pop singer in the 50s.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and he had a #1 hit called Cry. And on the B-side, he had a song called A Little White Cloud That Cried.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's at the end of the number. I kind of channel little Johnny Ray. He was known for being a very flamboyant, and he would drop to his knees and undo his tie, and his hair was all messy, and everybody screamed and shouted for him. So
that's incredible, getting into that character and really taking that on like that, Shonn. Here's another one.
Oh yeah, that was Sweeney Todd at Barrington Stage. That was a great cast of performers. Ed Dixon, and he played the judge, and Jeff McCarthy and Harriet Harris were Sweeney and Mrs. Lovett. And that's Sarah Stevens. And she's married now. I don't know her married name. She was my Joanna. It was a beautiful production.
Mm.
And I got a chance to perform for Stephen Sondheim. He came to see one of our shows. So
now,
when
you knew that he was coming to see one of the shows, I mean, what was that like for you? That you must have been like, everybody sit up straight.
Yeah, you hope that you remember all of the words and you don't change his words. And I think that for me was the thing that I obsessed over before the show. But once you're in it, it all kind of
comes
just
together.
Yeah, exactly. You forget all of those neuroses as you get out there and perform.
The butterflies in the stomach, and exactly.
Sure.
Here's another cool shot.
Yeah, Jersey Boys, Chicago.
What was it
So
like being a part of that legendary um, material as the Jersey Boys? Because that people just love Jersey Boys.
it was a great experience. I loved my time in Chicago. I grew up in, obviously close enough to take trips with my family, and so I saw a lot of theater in Chicago when I was growing up. And to be in the city and working in the city, it was a real treat. And the cast, some really wonderful and talented people, kind people. Um, yeah, it was a really wonderful time. We had an opportunity to perform on the Oprah show
Yeah.
as the Jersey Boys, so that was fun. It
Did you
was
get a
a
car? A car
no,
for you.
you
A
get a
car for
car.
you.
You get a car. No, no cars.
No,
But we did get to meet Oprah, and
pretty
after our
cool.
performance, she invited us over to sit on the couch as if we
Mm,
were like,
kind
on
of the
the
way,
on the
kind of the way
Carson show.
Carson used to do it.
Yeah.
Right, right, right. You and I,
So
great minds think alike.
that was
Yeah,
really that to us, we felt like we did a good job because she invited us over to talk to us, and I don't think that was planned.
that
So
just happened. Exactly. Here's another cool shot here. Another cool one. Ah, what do we have there? That's
I I had an opportunity to stand by for Candide at New York City Opera. And I learned the part and rehearsed it. And my job was just to kind of be on call in case I had to, they needed me to perform. And my good friend Dan Reichard was the
oh yeah,
original Bob Gaudio on Broadway, was
right.
playing Candide. And the first week was over. And I think it was Tuesday morning. He called me and just said, "Hey, I'm feeling a little under the weather. I don't think it's anything big. I'll probably feel fine, but you might want to take a look at your stuff, because there's a possibility." And I was like, "Okay, thanks for the heads up."
Hmm.
So I got on the subway. I went down to Midtown. I was just kind of hanging out before I wanted to hop on the one to go up to Lincoln Center. And while I was in a shoe store,
Mm.
just shopping, I get a call from the stage manager, and she says, "Where are you?" And I said, I'm on 42nd Street." She said, "You need to get here. Daniel's not going on." And so I hightailed it up to Lincoln Center, and I walked
Hmm.
in, and it was close to half hour. They put me they took me to makeup and got me all done up and the wig and everything. And I got ready, and I'll tell you, it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life, to be performing that incredible score with, you know wonderful artists that were in the
Yeah,
show, fast friends to this day. It was my mentor's favorite show,
yeah.
and Bob's favorite show, and so one of his favorites. He had a lot, but
It's so perfectly done. You almost look like one of the wax figures at Madame Tussauds. What really the
right.
expression that it's so good, right? It's like
It's totally Candide.
right. I was going
Um,
to say,
yeah, but and I was standing on the stage right before the curtain goes up and the overture's playing, and I'm just kind of looking through the scrim at the the lights shining through. That's Jersey Boys as well. And I just remember starting to cry because I never who would have thought that some kid who loved musicals and tap dancing would be performing
would
such
be
an iconic role at New York City
right.
Opera.
I mean,
So,
it's when these opportunities come. Ernestine loved the Jersey Boys too. Been watching videos this week of the selection of music performed by the U.S. Navy Band. That's
oh yeah,
fantastic. Really cool stuff there. And here's another one doing his
that's
thing.
it's another moment during the Johnny Ray tribute cry. Yeah,
Nice photo shoot. Cool
yeah.
shots. These are shown through the years.
Oh, that was a long time ago. 2008, 2009. Yeah.
Cool shots, really.
Thanks.
Especially when you look back, when we pull out our photos from our careers and all, and you're like, wow, it's amazing, It's a good shot there too. And of course this right there. And people might not realize, you know, when we talk about Under the Streetlamp, your choreography too has played such a big role in what people are seeing too, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we there was so many awesome dance crazes that happened back in the 50s and 60s, and so much. You know, I feel like that period of time was, you know, an incredible moment of time where people were really physically expressing themselves in ways that they had never done before. And so we really try. Our motto with Streetlamp from the beginning has been to stand on the shoulders of the artists that created these legendary songs, and we treat the music with, you know, great care.
Mm-hmm.
We don't imitate. We really try to put our own stamp on things,
Exactly.
and the movement is very subtle, but inspired by uh, that and those great videos from Hullabaloo and the Ed Sullivan Show and
Oh yeah,
uh,
all the
and at the same
classics.
yeah, and at the same time, you know, Jersey Boys had a big influence on, you know, kind of the set of rules that you were able to use in order to kind of fashion the movement on us.
That's right, exactly. Tell us about this cool photo here.
That was from a production of Hot and Coal at Westport uh, Country Playhouse
Oh, in
in
Westport,
Westport,
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
And we Whitney Basher, who's an incredible performer and singer in New York. We did a beautiful number together. It was a good cast. Donald Champlin, who was on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend for a long time, and
Mm-hmm.
Louis Cleal, who's an incredible performer in his own right. Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, really, really cool stuff. When you look back at all this, oh, look at this one.
I love that one. That's high school.
That's high school, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that was Stars of Tomorrow, Hochter Dance Caravan, national grand champions, Megan Hakes and Shonn Wiley, and that's I think Scott Benson on, I guess if I'm looking at it, the right, and
Mhm.
Tommy Walsh, the Tony-winning
Oh yeah,
choreographer and director and original cast member of A Chorus Line. He was. I was really excited to get to meet him and know him when I moved to the city. We lost him several years back, and but it was a great thrill to be able to bring that photo and be like, hey, you don't remember this, but I do.
but I do, and I've got
Yeah.
it. Here's another. Yeah, it's a cool one too.
Yeah, Ragtime and at Paper Mill Playhouse with Rachel York and Kenita Williams. That's
Ah, yeah,
the original guys from
yeah,
Streetlamp.
that's right. Yeah, Cuneo and everybody. Exactly. And you all stay in touch with each other, right? The originals.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. There was a moment last year when Cuneo was performing with Postmodern Jukebox in Wichita, and
that's
we
right.
were we were in town playing just outside of Wichita the next night, and so we flew in and landed and had a chance to meet up and grab a bite and catch up. So
Which is nice when you get a chance to do that, you know, because the stories you guys can tell, you know, of all the touring and all of the, you know, just getting everything together, the rehearsals, meeting the fans. It's memories that you guys will take forever.
yeah,
And then
it's
especially you being there from the very beginning, you know, founding member is really a cool thing. Another great shot there, and here's another one too.
Access Hollywood. Yeah, that was
Yeah, that's
before
right, Billy
our
Bush,
big
and you can
tour.
see the co-host there, right? Very nice. How about this one here?
We're in the money, 42nd Street. Yeah.
Ah, really nice. Anne in Southern California. Good to see you, Anne. Welcome once again. She's here almost every
Hi,
night.
Ann.
She loves the photos as well. And Willie. Mm-hmm. She's a fan of the Sea Chanters from the U.S. Navy Band, and the boys sing music of the Jersey Boys. She's, of course, there in Holland. loving everything. Kathleen loves the photos as well as we take them down memory lane here with my good friend Shonn Wiley. Here's another great shot that our research department really worked hard on digging all of these up. Here's another one. Tell us about the history with this one.
Well, after I graduated college, I moved to New York, and I knew that getting to the city, I needed work in order to make that thing happen. And I really didn't want to get a survival job, so I grabbed a backstage. Back then, the internet was fairly new, and so I saw that Randy Skinner, who was Gower Champion's assistant on the original 42nd Street, was putting together a production in Westchester at the Westchester Broadway Theater. And I remember being in high school and having friends that I knew from University of Michigan performing at the show.
Mm-hmm.
And so in a show there, they did right after Grand Hotel closed, they brought all of the original cast back pretty much and took it to Westchester, and it played at the theater. And so I knew the theater. I knew it was close to the city. I knew they had a great reputation for doing really, really good productions. And so I went to an open call while we were in New York for our showcase. And it was, I walked in and did some dancing for Randy and then sang for Billy. And one of the owners of the theater, Bill, came up to me afterwards and he said, you know who's directing this? And I said, oh yeah, I'm aware. He said, and they're talking about doing a revival of it. And I said, yeah, I've heard that. And he said, all right, thanks for coming in. And found out that they had cast a non-equity performer to play Billy Lawler. That was my first gig in the city. And then that was in 99. And then in 2001, 2 years later, I was understudying Billy on Broadway and was in the original Broadway company. So
pretty amazing, huh?
Yeah. 42nd Street's been good to me. I went to Russia and performed for 16 weeks there in Moscow in 2002, and then recently did a production of it in Wichita, and recently 2014. So
2014, right?
Those photos are from that production in Wichita.
Here's another cool shot here.
Yeah, that was a movie I worked on in 2006 with Melissa Fumero and Gina Rodriguez and Josh Segura and Fernando Hernandez. It was a really awesome experience. We're just very sad that it never saw the light of day, but it was a good time. And the writer and director is blowing up right now. She's Eva Husson. She's a really talented
oh yeah, absolutely,
French cinema director.
Take a look at this one here. Pre-mic drop.
That's right.
That's a cool shot. What's actually happening right in that moment?
I just finished tap dancing in the number Jump, Jive, and Wail, and I do this slide across the stage where I grab the microphone and I start singing like really high, and I swing the mic around and just kind of plant it right on the stage, like
yeah,
like Armstrong with the American flag on the moon. It's
right.
pretty definitive, and that's caught mid motion.
That's cool shot. Oh yeah, tell us about this one.
We did a photo shoot in Los Angeles at this club in LA, and they had that photo on the wall. We were all dressed in tuxedos, and I asked a friend if he'd snap a picture for me. So Fred and Ginger.
No, look at that. Talk about midair, huh?
Yeah, my vaudeville man at the York Theater in New York.
And what was happening there? What was this performance?
This was a promo shoot for the show at the York Theater. 2008. They did it. It's a 2-person show called My Vaudeville Man. It was directed by Lynn Taylor Corbett, and Lynn and I choreographed the show. And the source material is a book called Letters of a Hoofer to His Ma. It's written by Jack Donahue. He wrote it for a magazine back in the I think late teens, early 20s. Can't remember exactly. And turned it into a novel. And it's basically about this boy that runs away and joins the vaudeville circuit and it's letters back home to his mother, who is, you know, a salty Irish woman who has been lying to her father. You know, the father basically telling her that her son is out, you know, doing other things. And it's a really wonderful two-hander, musical with lots of tap dancing and vaudeville style music. And so that was a promo shoot for that show.
Really nice. We have another one here too. That's a cool one.
Yeah, Christine Baranski.
Yeah, she's
and
terrific.
We co-starred in a production at City Center Encores back in 2013 called On Your Toes.
Really, really nice. Cool stuff. Everybody enjoying all the lovely photos they're saying. Great photos. You're learning a little bit more. See, on this show, we go deep. So you learn a little bit more and you appreciate the guests a little bit more than just a quick 2-minute news soundbite. That's a cool one too.
Yep. Another shot from Sweeney Todd.
That's a great experience. And Jump Jive. There you are. You're really. Yeah. I mean, if you were to really decide, I mean, it's very hard. Do you prefer singing or dancing, one more than the other, or is it pretty equal? Because you're, you know, very adept at both.
Yeah, I mean, I love doing it all.
Right.
That kind of combination of song and dance has always been something that I've really loved.
Right.
Whether it's been in a stage show or you know, something that has a character and a script, and there's this, you know, emotional journey or story. But at the same time, you know, when I was little, we would there was a kids group called Center Stage Kids that I was a part of that Betsy and Michael were telling about earlier started. And we would travel all over the county performing songs and dancing and singing together. And so almost kind of like the balladeers or like show choir. And so, I mean, Streetlamp is, you know, just a bigger version of show choir with a live band, and
that's really what it is.
And great music. And so,
yeah. And feel good. People, when they go to the concerts, they're left feeling really good, no matter how rough their day was and the chaos of everything that's been happening. I'm sure you've heard that a lot from people, you know, when you do meets and greets or just people write in, you hear how good there's vibes that either they are resurrected because they remember the music. Maybe they were younger when the music was first out, or they're hearing it maybe for the first time. Could be a younger generation hearing it for the first time. And they feel so good when they leave, right?
Yeah, it's music that defined a generation. So obviously the baby boomers, it's their music. We've been trying to keep it alive for the next generation and beyond.
Right.
And so many moments. A woman comes up to us after a show and says, "Thank you so much. We saw you on PBS. I bought your CD and DVD. I played the music for my father who has Alzheimer's."
Yeah.
And when the music plays, it's like this light comes into his eyes and he's back and he's singing the words because that's a part of his mind that hasn't been infected, and he's with us, and I'm so grateful for you guys. And
that connection is made, right? And that's a very beautiful thing to know, that the music touches people that deeply and has that lasting effect. Here's another cool shot. What was happening there, Shonn?
Another promo shot for My Vaudeville Man. Yeah, the show at the York Theater. And that's Karen Murphy. She played Mud, or my mom. And yeah, she's also, I've known Karen for she was in 42nd Street with me at the Westchester.
At the Westchester.
The View and Chew.
My eyes adored you. Yes. Yeah. Under the Streetlamp. Cool shot. Here's another one. What's happening there?
That is No Nanette at the at City Center Encores. Yep. Hi, June. Yeah, Mara Davi Gaines played Nanette. I played her suitor. Sandy Duncan was in that show, and
Sandy
Rosie
Duncan.
O'Donnell, Beth Level. I mean, it was a powerhouse cast.
How about here? Center of attention in this one.
Promo shots for Crazy for You. I played Bobby Child in that at Westchester.
Very, very nice.
That was a long time ago.
It's a cool one. This animation here.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know Ken Fallon? Ken
Oh,
Fallon?
yeah. Yeah, he is absolutely, you've been Fallonized. He's amazing. He's
Yeah,
really.
he also did this here, which is Under the Streetlamp. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. And here we go.
Right here. So that's the four guys for our holiday album, Hip to the Holidays. We wanted it to feel kind of like those early claymation shows back in the 60s and 70s, 50s and 60s and 70s, like Rudolph. And so we hired Ken to draw us performing. He's a good friend and an incredible artist.
He's very talented. And oh yeah, I used to love all those claymation. Those were ahead of their time. Those illustrations in claymation, Davy and Goliath, Gumby and Pokey, and then all those Rankin and Bass productions, Rudolph and The Year Without a Santa Claus, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. The stuff that they still air on television at Christmas time that was unmatched. I mean, I know it's a little bit rudimentary compared to some of the digital perfect stuff now, but there's just something when you watch those and just the way they did it and the amount of work and time, every little move, you know, it was like when they used to do Snow White and Cinderella, the hours and hours of hand drawing that they had to do. With the claymation, it was hours and hours of just moving the head, take the shot, move the head this way, take the shot, lift the hand.
I know.
Unbelievable. And again, that's real dedication. And Ken is, you've been Fallonized. Ken is really, really amazing. He's a great, great guy. And that's a great shot. Here's another one too, on your toes.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, really cool one. We like this one too.
Kelly Barrett. And that's that was a Gershwin review called I Love a Piano. Jeffrey Denman and Stephanie J. Block. That was a good time.
I like those nice red suits. The jackets, sport
the cups. Jersey boys.
That's it, I tell you. Little dip there.
Yeah, my good friend Irena, who is a principal dancer with ABT, we got to dance together in On Your Toes, Slaughter on 10th Avenue, which is
and in that shot, I think she's on her toe.
Yeah.
Just one toe. That's amazing. Another cool one.
Yeah. That was Stairway to Paradise at City Center Encores. My good friend Melissa on the set of Tiny Dancer.
Great expression. What are you actually thinking there as you have that expression?
Do we have to do it again?
Right. Another.
We filmed this final dance sequence that took I think it was 8 to 10 hours in a day.
Yeah.
The different camera moves and everything, and it was exhausting, but we loved every minute of it, and I think they caught me mid smirk.
Yeah. Cool shot there on set, sort of. What's happening here? What's filming here?
That was just one of the dialogue scenes.
Yeah.
We were up in Spanish Harlem.
Really cool. Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And again, Under the Streetlamp, of course. The guys. Yeah. It's a cool shot too. And you guys really play off each other really well. I mean, even you, because you've worked with, a variety of the different guys who've sort of come in and out over the years with Under the Streetlamp, maybe solo careers, other things they've done. You've been sort of like the rock, the founding member rock. Do you feel that way sometimes? I know it's a collaboration, it's a team, but being there the longest and the choreography and having been brought in the beginning, do you feel sometimes like a little bit of a mentor or guide for some of the others that join the group, as the group continues to forge ahead?
I mean, I think that there are elements of what it is that we do that are different than performing in a stage musical, and so any bits and pieces of advice that I can give as a new member comes in, I'm happy to. One of the things that's really wonderful about having new members is that you it was a the original group was a really wonderful thing to happen. It was kind of by happenstance. We didn't plan for it. It wasn't something that we forced to have happen. It just kind of organically happened. And so as members left, we were able to bring in people that
Hmm.
we thought would add to it in slightly different ways. For instance, Eric and Brandon are both incredible musicians. They play instruments, and so that was an element that Cuneo and Michael didn't bring to the show. That was something different. Um, we also have this really wonderful thing about um, picking our own music. Nobody is directing us. We're, as a group, are managing the show. We're managing the how it's presented. We're
Hmm.
managing the songs that we want to pick. Obviously, our fans are incredibly generous. They tell us what they like, what they don't like. They tell us what they like, what they want to hear. That's the best thing. And so each as Cuneo left and Brandon came in, Brandon's not abilities, but his tastes in music were different than Cuneo's, and so it opened a whole new realm with Del Shannon's Runaway, and with he's doing Roy Orbison and Bobby Day, Rockin' Robin, and Eric is a soul singer that loves sings Try a Little Tenderness, which wasn't necessarily something that Michael did, because Michael was more of an Elvis guy. He was more of a standard singer. His approach was um, uh, sweet and sincere. He did a beautiful song, That's All. Um, David is an incredible dancer in his own right, and has been helping me with choreography, and we've been working together on coming up with new ideas and putting new things in the show. So each member, as they come in, has really brought wonderful things to the group that wouldn't necessarily have been there. um, and we kind of like to think of it as a fraternity.
Right. You guys play off each other beautifully. And again, over the years in various studios, we've had an
Yeah.
opportunity to work together. And there we are with Cuneo and my co-host. And this was in New York at
That's right.
WNET, PBS, Channel 13. You guys had come into our studio. And there's many more pictures of all of us together over the years. From public television, and always enjoyed interviewing you and you guys. And actually, we've called up here some video of
Cool.
Under the Streetlamp. So let's show that now. And you're going to also perform for us too, right?
Yeah,
That is cool.
I have a few things here. Would sing one or two.
Excellent. So
Yeah,
happy to have you here, Shonn. And it's so good to see you, my friend, once
it's
again.
great to see you too, Jim.
Yeah, so happy to have you joining, and everybody's loving it. So this is sort of like a little sizzle sort of reel, right?
Hmm. That's right. We put this together a couple of years back after David joined the group, and yeah, it's just kind of highlights from our show.
Nice. All right. Let's take a look at that right now. Here we go.
Help us out now. Bye bye love, bye bye happiness, hello loneliness. I think I'm gonna cry. Bye bye love, bye bye sweet caress, hello emptiness. I feel like I could die. Goodbye my love, goodbye. Oh, 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 oh. Sad little bitty pretty world, come and talk to me. I said, love me, world. Come and sit down on my knee.
That's right. Whoa, all right, your turn. Come on. Up in the balcony. Come on, y'all.
Yay!
Nice stuff. Nice stuff. Just a little sample. If anybody has never been to an Under the Streetlamp performance, I couldn't imagine how you couldn't have been. But if you haven't, there's a little sample. And again, you just have so much fun and great rapport with each other. And you really get the audience up on their feet. And they, like you saw some of the comments coming in with our audience here on our show, people feeling good and nostalgic. And on top of it, with everything that we've all been going through the last few months here, in the United States and around the world, we really need as much material that makes us feel good. Not that we forget about the realities of all and the seriousness of everything we're all going through collectively, but we need things in our lives to calm us down and make us feel good and nostalgic and warm and fuzzy and all levity, as I say here on the show. And you guys do that with that. We need more of that right now, don't we, Shonn?
Yeah, we do. I mean, if you think about the movie musicals from the 50s and 40s and 50s and 60s, and you've got it was always a way for people to kind of escape. People go to the theater, they go to hear music because they're looking for an opportunity to forget their troubles for a short time in order to enjoy something that fills themselves with joy. And we try really hard to make sure that we bring that kind of energy and that kind of opportunity for people all over the country. And it's we're in the business we're in the business of making people happy.
That's right.
It's a great business to be in.
I agree 100%. I'm right there with you with what I do in television radio. It's all about putting smiles on people's faces and lightening the load for them and also inspiring people. June says this is such feel-good music. And Linda, and June's in New York City. Linda's so loving their sound, loving this. Ernestine, North Carolina, love this music. You guys are great. Music I grew up listening to. Kenny, I feel like I'm in the front row. So awesome. Well, that's great, Kenny.
Kenny's always in the front row.
I tell you, that's what we aim for, right? Get him in the front row. Wow. Merlin in Canada says, wow. Kathleen in New York, great music. Love it. Marilyn in Kansas. We were talking about Kansas earlier. What an enjoyable evening. Thank you. My pleasure. Shonn, thanks you as well. We're enjoying bringing this to you, everybody. We know you guys really love watching this show because it's all positive, feel good stuff here on Jim Master Show Live. You got hearts and smiles from June and claps extraordinaire from Merlin in Canada. Willie is still up with us late in the wee hours there in Holland. Lots of claps. And Christopher, great clips as well. And John Buccino is going to be joining us, another Arizonan. He's a brilliant performer as well, legendary person. Hey, Shonn and
Hi,
Jim.
John.
Good to see you, John. You're on with me in just a couple weeks. We're looking forward to that as well. And so you're going to perform something for us, my friend. What are you going to perform to put, I don't know how we're going to top all the smiles that are on everybody's faces right now, but I know we can do it. What are you going to strike us with right now, my friend?
Well, over the last 6 months, my primary duties have been daddy daycare.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you that I don't think I could have gotten through it without Disney Plus.
Yes.
And my Harper loves the Disney movies, and so I thought, what better way to celebrate than to do something from one of the Disney movies, and it's one of my favorite songs. So I don't want to give it away.
No, yeah. So I'll do my intro as we do. Joining us here on the Jim Master Show Live, the incomparable and our dear friend, Shonn Wiley. Take it away, Shonn.
You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. When the road is rough ahead and you're miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old pal said. Yeah, you've got a friend in me. Oh, you've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. If you've got troubles, I've got them too. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for you. We'll stick together and we'll see it through, 'cause you got a friend in me. Oh, you got a friend in me. Some other folks might be a little bit smarter than I am, bigger and stronger too, but none of them could ever love you the way I do. It's me and you, yeah. And as the years go by, our friendship will never die. You're gonna see it's our destiny. You got a friend in me. Oh, you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
Nice. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. I love that song. You were telling me you were going to sing that, and you've got a friend in me, and I've got a friend in you, and everybody here. And that's a really good feel good song, especially now. We need to be reminded of things like that because everybody's, social distancing and we're all separated. So to remind ourselves that we've got friends in each other, I think is great. And look at these comments coming in, my friend. What a treat. Thank you, Shonn, from Linda in Florida, and Kathleen, lots of clapping, and Merlin, and Willie says, you are my friend. Willie in the Netherlands. Absolutely. And Eileen in Australia. Smiles and claps and hearts. And Linda, wow. And Kenny, of course, loving it. Wow. I mean, that's like 3 standing ovations there with that. And Willie in the Netherlands, and June in New York City, and Merlin in Canada, and everybody here. So many great comments. It's really cool, folks. Thanks for all this love and support. Ernestine in North Carolina. Thank you, Shonn. Great. Yeah, my audience loves to show their love and support of the show, but also of our great guests. And I think that's amazing. Beautiful. Willie, Shonn, and Jim are my friends. Yes, we are. Willie, we are your friends.
That's right.
and it's like 2:20 a.m. and you're really still up in Holland with us. So there's more Dutch flowers for you there, Willie.
Love
Appreciate that. And a couple more coming in. XOXOXO plus from June, and Christopher in Ohio. Great song. You got a friend of me. Great job, of course. Good stuff. Good stuff. You have something else you want to share with us too and play for us, Shonn?
Yeah, I got a couple more. I don't know how long the show goes.
There's no time limit. Yeah, yeah. This isn't a PBS pledge break where we got 11 minutes to fit it all in.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was talking a little bit about Johnny Ray, and
Yes.
I have been singing the song "Cry" for years, and I got my new equipment and I took a video and I put it up online, but I thought I'd do this one live. This was the B-side to Cry. It's called The Little White Cloud That Cried. And it was actually written and performed by Johnny Ray.
I think that's the one Kenny was talking about, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Here's Shonn Wiley once again.
Went walking down by the river, feeling very sad inside, when all at once I saw in the sky the little white cloud that cried. He told me he was very lonesome, and no one cared if he lived or died, and said sometimes the thunder and lightning make all little clouds hide. He said, have faith in all kinds of weather, for the sun will always shine. Do your best and just remember that dark clouds pass with time. He asked if I'd tell all my world just how hard those little clouds tried. That's how I know I'll always remember the little white cloud that sat right down and cried.
Really, really nice. A lot of people, bravo, bravo. A lot of people being touched. Linda Hutchinson saying how beautiful. Willie, he sings with his heart. Yes, he does. Absolutely, Willie. And Ernestine, North Carolina. Wow, just lovely. Marilyn in Kansas says thank you. Merlin says very lovely rendition. Of course, Kenny. There's all the clouds and the clapping. And Danilo in San Diego says, what a golden voice. Linda in Florida says, such a beautiful voice. Willie says, we want more. We want more. And she's not just talking about ice cream. Such a talented guy. And this is like one big happy family. Yep, it sure is here on the show. That's the way we want it to be, the way I designed it 11 weeks ago. Awesome. From Kathleen. Lovely. Thank you. Claps from Jacqueline Ficara Caputo. And Merlin asks if Johnny Ray was deaf?
He was, yeah. He partially deaf. We wear in-ears like this on stage, and a lot of the fans who remember watching Johnny on television or seeing him live, he had an ear monitor that was basically a hearing aid. And so I want to say polio maybe, or he
Yeah.
was sick as a boy, and I think that affected his hearing.
Barbara says, I love watching Shonn perform, which is really,
Thanks,
really
Barbara.
nice. Well, while you have your glass there, let's do our toast. That's an
Here's to you,
annual.
Jim. Congratulations
Thank
on
you
an
very much.
incredible show.
Thank you, my friend. We toast to you. Clang. We always try to do it without spilling it on our keyboards.
Right.
Not so easy. It's one of the traditions here at the Jim Master Show Live is to toast the viewers and to toast the guests.
Yes.
And I think it's very important to acknowledge those who, tune in and support and watch. And you knew that with the fans that, secure the music and come to the concerts. And Ernestine, of course, toasting to us as well as Merlin. You have another song up your sleeve for us as well, my friend, too?
Yeah, one of my favorite little lullabies that I sing to my daughter is this next song. Usually just the first verse, because the second and third are a little bit different, but they have a different meaning.
Right.
But I love this song, and it was recorded originally by one of my favorites, Mr. Nat King Cole.
Oh, beautiful. Once again, Shonn Wiley.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. But when I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and cried. You told me once, dear, you really love me, and no one else could come between. But now you left me and love another. You have shattered all of my dreams. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away. Don't take my sunshine away.
Really nice. Fantastic. That's always a great uplifting song too. And again, it's so these songs you're selecting is so apropos for the times we're in right now, regardless of what's going on around us. Please don't take our sunshine away. And what's really interesting about that, it's very intuitive of you to select these songs. I've been talking about that a lot here on the show, how we need to be reminded of some of the constants in life, like the sun rising and setting and the ocean tides coming in and out and the birds chirping and great music like that. And Please Don't Take My Sunshine Away is just a perfect song for any time, but especially now to remind us of some of those constants in life. Right, Shonn?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, and, a lot of these songs were either written in a time that, kind of talk about love and talk about hope and optimism and, some of the earlier music from the 40s and 50s. And I mean, even Randy Newman is definitely an old soul when it comes to his style of writing. Um, I like a great melody and a lyric that people can connect to. Very simple, and yeah, it's that song "You Are My Sunshine." It just, I think back to like Woody Guthrie and
Yeah.
some of those really wonderful old folk singers. Just yeah, I miss making music. This, I have to tell you, this is the first live concert that I've given in 6 months.
Wow.
And
Appreciate
I
that.
just
Thank
wanted to
you.
say to you, Jim, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to to express myself in a way that really hasn't been available to me in a while. So this is great. This is just, it's great, and I just I'm very grateful
I
to
can
you,
see
Jim.
your, oh, my pleasure, my friend. And I can see it in your eyes, how, you're getting in touch with it again and you're feeling those feelings. And it's a good thing. It's bringing you back to where you belong with the music and the sounds, and sharing it with, a lovely audience like the people we've got right now. Here's more coming in here like these. Case in point, Shonn, pleasure listening and watching you tonight. We appreciate it. Let's see. Misses your long hair. So were you able to, mine, if I take the hat off, I mean, I have mine is very long and very, so some nights I put the hats on, some nights I don't, but, so I haven't been to the salon since March. How about you? Did your wife cut it, or how did you sneak in that haircut?
Well, actually, I got a pair of clippers and I did part of it myself, and Nicole actually was able to make it presentable after I butchered my hair. That was in May, and then it grew out. And my mother-in-law is a very very talented hairstylist, and so and
Yeah.
she's a great barber, and so this is her work. So thank you, Slajana. Thank you so much.
That's
Oh, I have
it.
to tell you a funny story, Jim. So last night I'm trying to get all this equipment. I have never done it before, and so I plug it into the computer. I pull up Facebook, and I just turn on Facebook Live to see if it works. And I talked a little bit, like one or two people popped on, and then I sang "You've Got a Friend in Me," and from Belgium, there was a friend that popped on and said hello from Belgium. And then a good friend of mine, actually family friend on my wife's side, Mikan, in Serbia, gave me like applause and a little music notes. He's a host and a singer over there. So I realized, oh, of course you guys are awake, because it's 9 o'clock in the morning there, and it was 2:30 in the morning here.
Right. It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
So that's really cool when you get a chance to interact with people, and when some of the ones that are watching right now, where it's like 2 in the morning, 3, 4 in the morning, or like Eileen in Australia, it's breakfast time. Good day to our friends in Australia watching right now. It's really cool to have that opportunity to interact with such phenomenal people as well. Anything else you have there to play, or?
Yeah. I have one more.
Yeah.
Uh,
What would this one be?
Talking about folk singers, this is Don McLean.
Oh yeah.
And it's one of my favorite songs ever written. Vincent.
All right, here's Shonn Wiley.
Starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day, with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hills, sketch the trees and the daffodils. Catch the breeze and the winter chills in colors on the snowy linen land. tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity, and how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now. Starry, starry night, flaming flowers that brightly blaze, swirling clouds in violet haze, reflecting Vincent's eyes of china blue, colors changing hue, morning fields of amber grain, weathered faces lined in pain are soothed beneath the artist's loving hand. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity, and how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now, for they could not love you, but still your love was true. And when no hope was left inside on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. But I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. Starry, starry night, portraits hung in empty halls, frameless heads on nameless walls, with eyes that watch the world and can't forget, like the strangers that you met, the ragged men in ragged clothes, silver thorn, a bloody rose, like crushed and broken on the virgin snow. Now I think I know what you tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity, and how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they're not listening still. Perhaps they never will.
Really nice. Really, really nice, my friend. That's a beautiful rendition as well.
Thanks, Jim.
And on the fly like that, we really appreciate that. Wonderful comments coming in. I love sharing them, with my guests and with the audience, because to me, we're all in this together. It's what life's all about. That's the type of inspiration. Well, you know me. You've met me.
Yeah.
You've known me for years. That's I like to inspire and put smiles on people's faces. June says, "Wow," and all kinds of wonderful emojis there from Merlin. And song always makes me cry. Barbara, welcome to the show. Good to have you with us here on the Jim Masters Show Live, watching on Facebook at Jim Masters TV. Vincent, I love that song, and you sing it well, so well. Great listening. Thank you. From Marilyn, who's in Kansas, and Danilo in San Diego. You really bring back wonderful memories of his karaoke days.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shonn. And love that song. You have me in tears of joy. Thank you. From Linden, Florida. Kenny, I love this song. Thank you, Shonn.
Thanks.
Love this song. Listen to it over and over again. Love Don McLean. Willie's still up loving it at 2:35 a.m. in Holland.
Love it.
That is dedication. Thank you, Willie. Appreciate that. And more here. Renee in Iowa. Very nice. Kathleen in New York City. Thank you for sharing your talent with us. Lots of clapping. Lots of beautiful, beautiful stuff, my friend. When you look at all of this and the experiences you've had, I know we've been going through an unusual time right now. But what continues to bring you such great joy and blessing in your life? Of course, your wife and your child, but propels you to keep creating, keep wanting to touch people's lives as a performer all these years, my friend?
Um, I think it's the notion that I have the ability to bring joy to people, and I think that that feeds my soul in a way that most people with other careers might not necessarily have that. I've always been very lucky that I get to do what I love, and I love what I do. And when you do what you love for a living, I really believe you never work a day in your life. And so, connecting with folks and getting a chance to share my talents, and if it brightens their days, then I feel like I've done the Lord's work. And it's also been great here as I've been forced to stay home without touring. I've had an opportunity to reach out to some of the organizations here, and have started making relationships to work with kids and to teach and to give back. And I think that that's really something that is driving me and giving me hope. Hope for the next generation. um, some of the things that I love are very specific when it comes to, like, clips from old movie musicals and certain styles of dance. And I feel like younger people might not necessarily know that unless they're really looking for it. And so having the opportunity to get out there and share that with them is a great joy too.
And that's the other thing I know you like to do. You like to mentor young minds. You like to really inspire those who are um, going through struggles in their life, but also those who might be considering becoming performers themselves. Is right. That's really something you really love to do, right, Shonn?
Yeah, from a young age, when I was in high school, I again, my friends Betsy and Michael had an organization, and they had classes there, and I became part of their faculty as I got into high school, and worked with kids who were, middle school and earlier years in high school and elementary. And throughout our career with Streetlamp, we've taken great pride in doing talkbacks with kids, and um, I think one of the most amazing performances, probably top five ever, was this past January, where we were invited to open the Illinois State Musical Theater Festival for the
Mm,
high school all over the state. And I have to tell you, 5,000 students screaming and shouting and loving, you know, this great music and musical theater. And it was a great joy, and do a lot of talkbacks and a lot of mentoring. And it means a lot, I think, and it goes a long way to encourage kids that, you know we were once you.
that's
and
right.
and it's not an impossibility to get out there and to do what you love.
Exactly. Beautifully said, my friend. And what's on the horizon for you? I know you sort of floating through the air, seeing what's happening with everything as far as dates and performances, and we're all of us are, because none of us are really going anywhere. And as I mentioned to you, I'm supposed to be on TV shoots and all this with all
I
the
know.
different things I do, and can't really do that right now. We're supposed to be in Ireland and Texas and Florida, and none of that's happening yet. Um, what's on the horizon for you as far as Under the Street Lamp and things you're working on?
Well, we have a good relationship with several PBS stations, Connecticut, one of them in particular. And as we've spoken to the different stations, what we're finding out is that because production has been shut down,
Yeah.
that there really isn't an opportunity for new product. And so what we're in the process of working on right now is a retrospective of the three PBS specials that we made the past 9 years. Um, so we're pulling never before seen footage on PBS. They were maybe special features, or a song that might have been on the DVD that wasn't in the program. So we've got a bunch of those, as well as a surprise performance by the current members of Under the Streetlamp. And we're calling it Oh What a Night, the best of Under the Streetlamp. And if you tune into your local public television station in the fall and in over the holidays, hopefully it will be one of their programs to help raise money to support local PBSs all over the country.
That's right. And that's initially where you and I met, was at Connecticut Public Television in Hartford. Right. 9 years worth of moments there. And of course, WNET in New York as well. And I know you guys have had a great relationship, as have I, of course, all these years, umpteen years with public television. Great venue for that kind of music and performance and the attention to detail, which is something I know that you like, and it's something that I like, and we're very similar in that way. We strive for that in our work professionally. We like to touch people and inspire and empower them and put smiles on their face, but we also strive for excellence and quality product as much as we can, right?
Oh, for sure. And I think that's one of the things that drew us to PBS, an opportunity. I love the fact that people who watch public television are basically the programmers. So when they pledge and when they make a donation and when they say yes to a certain program, that means that they're basically the programmer, or the program director, and so things are on there. And the kinds of programs too. I mean, I grew up with the children programming and the Live from Lincoln Center and the Broadway series and documentaries, and it's always been important to me. Public television. I'm a member here in Arizona. I love supporting it as a performer, but also as a citizen.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Really great stuff.
So that's great. So there's things happening. You got those creative juices still flowing. We're all doing that. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I started this entertainment lifestyle talk show series 11. I can't believe it's 11 weeks ago already. I do this work professionally, but wanted to do this and have been thoroughly enjoying it. As you know, and a lot of people know, a ton of work goes into even something like this, to have all those elements and everything. I'll go to bed like 3:30 in the morning, 4 a.m., be up by like 7 or 8, working on the next day's show and formatting the other episodes. And it's what I've always done career-wise anyway, working in this industry. But when you do something that you love and you communicate with people and interact with people and then get a chance to catch up with great friends like you, it's beautiful stuff, isn't it, Shonn?
It really is. It really is. It kind of keeps you going. You don't need a lot of sleep when you love what you do.
Right. Right. Exactly. So, but when you're not loving what you're doing, where the days seem really, really long.
That's for sure.
That's it. Merlin says, and we're glad you did, Jim. Well, thank you, Merlin. I appreciate that. I'm very happy to know that. My friend June says she worked with you in 2006. She's a lyricist in New York. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And
we go way back.
Way back. Dad was a dance instructor.
Yes, he was. He was, and he still dabbles. I think there's a video on YouTube of he and I performing together. They did a big remodel of the theater in Michigan, and $7.5 million, and brought the building into the 21st century, which is incredible. And Under the Streetlamp was the entertainment at the grand opening or reopening, and so my dad and I worked up a little something, and we got up there on stage and did a little thing for the audience. It was quite fun. You can find it on YouTube.
So what was that like, going back home and the response, like hometown boy makes good type thing? It must be really amazing. And then to be able to be involved with that reopening of that very important theater there. Tell us, what was that like for you, Shonn?
I've been very lucky to have the opportunity to come home multiple times, and it always feels so good and so right. I love the community that I came from. I'm really proud of it. I brag about it and talk about it everywhere I go, and felt very honored that they thought of me and thought of Under the Streetlamp as something that would be fitting to kick off the new life of the theater. So yeah, and it is. I mean, my parents are still there. It's a very small community. I mean, it's got to be, you know, I don't even know what the size is, 16,000, maybe 20,000. It's a very small town, but with a huge heart and a huge, again, an outlier. My friend Tobin Ost was nominated for a Tony Award for sets for Newsies, is an incredible designer. My other friend Leah Crescetto is a world-class opera singer. All people I grew up with. My friend Heather Urich is wardrobe supervisor on Hamilton in Chicago. I've done so many shows, dozens of professional shows. My buddy Matt's a stage manager in New York, over a dozen shows. My friend Anthony, who I went to high school with, has his own dance company. I mean, it's really great. People have become teachers. People have stayed in the community, have done really, really great work in the community. I'm very lucky to come from where I come from.
I was going to say, you know, how much of an influence has your upbringing and love of family and where you come from influenced the choices you've made as far as career and the person that you are today, Shonn?
It's very important. From the first moment I went to rehearsal for Georgia, my dad sat me down and he said, be quiet. Don't screw around. Be ready when they ask you to do something. And there was a real sense of kind of respect for the theater that he instilled in me at an early age. And I feel like that's carried me through the years. And family and community are really important. I think those are kind of the bedrocks of the theatrical community. I ache for my friends in New York that aren't performing right now and that are trying to figure out what they're going to do for the next 6 to 8 months, maybe a year. And I know that it's an incredible struggle. And I think everybody is leaning on their community. They're leaning on their friends. And I think that's really important. I know there's a big divide right now. And I feel like as far as the country is concerned, and I think that it's really important that we
come together,
that we remember that there's something special about being Americans and about taking care of one another and about helping each other through.
Absolutely.
And I try to live that every day of my life.
And you do it well, my friend. You do it well. And I'm so glad, you know, all these years we've stayed, you know, together as friends and communicated and support one another, and always a pleasure when we get a chance to do our thing in the studios, but really nice to do this with you outside of the usual, you know, business side of what we've done with public television. To have you just come on this show that we launched 11 weeks ago here, Shonn. And I wish you nothing but continued success. We'll be in touch, chatting with each other all the time as we do, supporting one another. So happy for the beautiful things that have happened in your life and all the music and joy you and, of course, your buddies at Under the Streetlamp continue to provide, but you do as well with your own solo material. And I thank you very much. It was an honor and pleasure to have you here in this sort of more intimate environment where we have plenty of time to talk and reminisce and converse, and sort of this inspiring atmosphere of levity, as the fans have dubbed it here on the show. And a pleasure to really dig a little deeper into your world and what motivates you and what makes you tick and why you do what you do. Because you and I are very lucky guys, because we have loving family and we have careers we love, and we get to inspire people and lift them up. A lot of that is energy that comes from another source that sort of feeds through us and out of us, which I think is a very important and beautiful thing. So awesome having you here. And I really hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I did with you, Shonn.
Absolutely, Jim. And I just want to say congratulations on the show. I think it's wonderful. I tuned in to the last one. No, maybe not the last one. Maybe the one Celtic Women, that beautiful violinist.
Oh, Marie
Um,
Nesbitt. Yeah, Marie.
yeah, such a terrific show, and I can't. I wish you nothing but success moving forward, and hope that we get a chance to do this again. It's been quite an honor.
My pleasure, my friend. The door is always open. You're always welcome. And when I'm popping through Arizona on a shoot or something, we'll come see you
Yes.
and break bread.
I would love that. I would love that. Only social distanced
I know.
and with a mask.
That's right. Hello, Shonn. How is your soup? My
was
soup
great.
is delicious.
No, in all seriousness, Jim, congratulations and thanks so much for having me.
Bravo to you, and thanks for all the time, my friend. We like to go a little deeper, a little bit more intimate here on this show, which I see the viewers really appreciate. So, again, wish you all the very best, and we'll stay in touch and talk again real soon. All right?
Best. Thank you so much.
Keep spreading the sunshine and the levity.
Gotcha. Take
All
care.
right.
Jim. Thank you.
Take care, my friend. Isn't that terrific? That's what friends are for. Don't you love the choice of songs too tonight? Really, really touching stuff. And a lot of people really in touch with his message, his music. Again, here we go. More comments. Thank you for a wonderful interview as always. Thank you as well, Linda. I'm glad you enjoyed. Such a great young man. Thanks for tonight. Willie, who stayed up late in Holland, says bye, Shonn, with smooches and all. Wishing you a wonderful continued success, sending levity to your family. Kenny says, thank you both for an incredible evening. You are very welcome, Kenny. I hope you will join us regularly. We're on every night. Can you believe that? I can't believe I signed up for every night. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific here, gang. So it's our pleasure. And Merlin says, thank you. And Kathleen says, terrific show. Thanks, Jim and Shonn. Yeah, I know you got a chance to have some performance. Absolutely. Do what you love what you do. You know it. Absolutely. We all try to do that all the time. You are very welcome, Kenny, and great night as well. Folks, I want to let you know, of course, we welcome our phenomenal friend. And again, he and I, like I said, we've known each other for a long time through initially public television. And then we've stayed together over the years. And if you ever get a chance to see the guys with Under the Streetlamp, be sure you do so, because they really are very spirited and really very talented. And Shonn has been doing this, as you've seen, through all these amazing photos for years and years and years, and he really, really loves it, and that's a really cool thing. Got to tell you as well, tomorrow night, Barbara Blair, she's a wonderful film and television actress, singer, songwriter. She's here tomorrow night, and look who's here on Friday. You see him in the bottom left there. That is Stanley Livingston. This is My Three Sons. You know, of course, the legendary 60s sitcom, Fred McMurray and Dan Grady and William Demarest. And of course, there's Ernie on the bottom right, who is Stan Livingston's actual brother in real life. Stan played Chip Douglas. He's going to be my special guest coming up this Friday. Future shows, we've got Scott Schwartz. You remember The Toy with Jackie Gleason and Richard Pryor? He was the kid, Jackie Gleason's rich son. There he is when he was in A Christmas Story. He was the kid that got his tongue stuck on the pole in A Christmas Story. He's going to be joining us. Sean Kanan, brilliant actor in a lot of different television and film productions, known for many years as A.J. Quartermain on General Hospital. He's going to be joining us as well. Cindy Williams, great friend from Laverne and Shirley. She played Shirley Feeney, and so much more. She's going to be joining us as well. Rita Cosby, legendary television news anchor, radio host, network. She's going to be joining us as well on the show. And as I always tell you guys, we are blessed to live here along the East Coast, and I am somebody that is an ocean person. You got to drag me out of the ocean. If we're not surfing, boogie boarding, swimming, walking, that's my go-to place. So find your go-to place and breathe in and relax and just take it all in. We've been going through some really interesting times. Or do what else like this. Do something like a hobby. I'm a cyclist, so I like to get out on the bike with friends and family, and we go biking, social distancing. Yes, I usually have the mask on. This was just for the photo. We had it off, but do what you can and just get out and enjoy nature and breathe a little bit. And as I always say, we say, relax. Love one another. Be good to one another. Inspire somebody. Inspire a young mind. Go back in time. Be nostalgic. Enjoy great music, great food, whatever you can do. Breathe from the diaphragm. It's always important to remember the constants in life, like Shonn and I were talking about, the beautiful things in life that inspire you. So relax and breathe. We all need to do that, even in the most crazy and chaotic of times, like we've been living through here collectively. But as we were talking about, we are all in this together. One more thing we always do on our show here. I might be the host and the producer of the show and the quote star, but I think you guys are the star of this show as well. You and you and you and you, all of you here in our circle of levity on the Jim Masters Show Live. So all the gang here, George Burns and Jeannie and Silver and Jimmy, they all say thank you for tuning in. Thanks for all the time. We thank again the incomparable and wonderful friend, very talented Shonn Wiley, for joining us here. And we raise a glass to him and to you for joining us here nightly on the Jim Masters Show Live. I really love it. It's a true blessing having you guys here every night. Join us tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Barbara Blyer will be here. Another wonderful show is in store for you here on the Jim Masters Show Live. So it's like 9 o'clock here. Remember I said we're going to do these shows only for an hour? That went out the window. We have so much fun with it. The hour doesn't exist anymore. You guys take care. Love you all. You're a true blessing all around the world. Thanks for being a part of it. You guys make the show a real joy for me to do as well. We'll be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here on the Jim Masters Show Live. You have a good night. Love you all. Spread the levity. Take care. Bye-bye.